Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the Flight Sim world. This is Viperstrike 95. And today we're back here in the Bahamas, everyone. We're here at Rock Sound, everyone, for day 3 of our around the world trip. And today we're going to be finishing up the Bahamas today. So this will be our last stream in the Bahamas, and we got a pretty exciting flight coming up. So we got 4 legs of this trip. We'll be touring over Exuma, as well as checking out the largest island in the Bahamas, Andros, and finally make a flight over to Nassau. So we'll be checking out the area. So should be a really exciting flight. Should be an absolutely beautiful flight. I can't wait to go over this with you guys. So we'll be checking out the beautiful city of Nassau to end this journey. I hope you guys enjoy this flight plan. Got a pretty exciting flight to go over here. So let's go over our flight plan today's flight plan. So here's what today's flight plan is. We'll be taking off here from Rock Sound. We'll make our way up to Exuma International, Mike Yankee Echo Foxtrot, right outside of Mosstown. Then from Zuma, we'll make our way northwest, and we'll make our way over to Andros Island. We'll be checking out Congo Town and all that. Then we're going to check out the rest of the island. And then make our way over from San Andros, make the hop over to visit Nassau. We'll be checking out downtown Nassau, including the Queen's Staircase, Fort Finn Castle, Fort Montague, and then there's Thomas Robinson Stadium. And then make our landing here at Bahamas' largest international airport, Linden Pendling International, which is Mike Yankee November. That's going to be our final stop for today. So before we get started, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We have Super Typhon, good to see you, and Ronan. Good to see you, Ronan Crisis. So the plane we're taking today is the Piper PA-24 Comanche. I did say on Friday I'll be taking the Comanche for this one. Beautiful plane. It's made by E2A Simulations. It's one of the best GA planes in them. Definitely one of the tops. So, very, very cool plane. You can go around 150 knots, which is just what we needed to be. Really nice range, and it's just the perfect GA plane for this trip. We're going to go ahead and everything looks good. Just turn this thing on a bit. Can this thing turn on? Yeah, just try and get this. That is the command sheet. We got that taken care of. Our heading for this flight is going to be, our first heading is going to be 177 degrees. We're going to take off here from one. We're going to take off from 1135. Hey, good morning to you, Flyby. Good to see you. Let's get a shout out for Flyby TV. Good to see you, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Check out his channel on Twitch. He does a lot of GA flights on his channel. You're definitely growing up there, Flyby. I remember seeing you on my channel one time for our DC-3 flight. But yeah, you've grown quite a bit, my dude. Good to see you. We're gonna fly the E2 command sheet to Zuma, so we're gonna climb it to 4,000 feet. Here. Here's Alec D. Good to see you, Alec. Good to see you, my dude. Hope you're doing well. People like to laugh so they watch my looking face. Oh, good to see you, my dude. I'm supposed to stream later, but oh, you're dealing with back issues. Oh, that stinks. No worries, my dude. Fly by. No worries at all. Like, you gotta nurse that back injury. That's not good to have. Those back injuries are never good to have. There's electron volt in the FA-18. I see electron volt in the FA-18. See him here as well. Oh, what plane is this? Oh, of course, it's one of the best general aviation planes in the sim. This is the PA-28 Comanche. This is the A-28 Comanche. Very good general aviation plane. Definitely one of the best ones. So. No. I hope everyone's doing well today. I hope you guys have had a good start to your weekend. Here. So we're going to head over to our first destination here today. So our first stop's going to be Zuma International, but before we do that, I do want to talk a little bit about something pretty interesting topic here. So for my slideshow, we're going to talk about the Bahamas' flag carrier today. So this is going to be another part of our around the world trip, is we're going to talk about the airline. And we're going to mainly talk about the Bahamas' main airline, Bahamas Air. The Bahamas Air is an airline headquartered in Nassau. It's the national airline of the Bahamas and operates schedules to 32 domestic regional destinations in the Caribbean and the United States from its airport at Linden-Pindling in Nassau. So here's a picture of one of their 737s. So that is the main airline. The history of Bahamas Air goes all the way back to 1973, when it was established by the Bahama government and acquiring the routes of both Flamingo Airlines and Out Island Airways. Those are two other airlines that operate in the Bahamas, and those airlines operated all sorts of different planes, from BAC 111s, Lockheed L-18 Electra turboprops, Convair 340s, and DC-3s, along with Fairchild FH-227. The first Bahama Air's flight was to Andrews Island and to Freeport out of Nassau. The Bahamas government purchased 51% of it and became that as well. In only a few years, the government purchased the rest of the shares. Initially, the airline had operating difficulties due to poor maintenance facilities, economic conditions, and company structures. Combine that, those factors caused a lot of public distrust. However, new jetliners like the BAC 111, as well as the Boeing 737-200, happened, which started to improve and opened its first service to the United States from Tampa. And also, the government also benefited from a lot of airlines discontinuing service to Nassau with Pan Am. Throughout the rest of the 70s, Pan Am continued to add more routes across Florida as well as domestically to help grow the airline even further. According to the 1976 official airline guide, flights between the Bahamas were operated by FH-227 and DHC-6 Twin Otters, as well as one DC-3. During the 80s, Bahamas Air tried to expand to the Northeast United States, but it ultimately became unsuccessful. They did have routes to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Newark. Also in 1989, the first of the Boeing 727s came to the fleet, along with the new livery and stuff. However, the 727s couldn't be kept in service very long. And then in the 1990s, they added the de Havilland DHC-8 turboprops to replace the entire jet fleet, and the 737-200s were taken out of service. And then the airliners were turned back to service in 1997 due to passenger cargo demands. And then since the 2000s as well, they brought in new aircraft. They bought Boeing 737-500s, as well as bringing in a new turboprop airliner, the ATR family of planes. The ATR's 42 and 72-600 replaced the Dash 8s. And that is about Bahamas Air history. Good to see you, Makazi. Welcome on in, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. So we're just talking a little bit about Bahamas Air here. So that's what we're mainly talking about. In terms of destinations, Bahamas Air goes to 20 different destinations, though in reality it says 32 destinations. But some of their domestic inter-island destinations include Freeport, Marsh Harbor, and Zuma. And they do fly to some international destinations like Havana, Miami, and Kingston. These are some of the destinations. It's not a very big airline, but to be fair, most of the flying around Bahamas Air is to the islands across the nation, which is over 700 islands. Their fleet, Bahamas Air has a pretty small fleet of 9 planes. As of December 2023, they operate 3 ATR-42s, which can carry 50 passengers, 2 ATR-72-600s, which can carry around 70 passengers, and 4 Boeing 737-700s to them. In terms of historic planes, they historically operated 17 Boeing 737-200s, 4 BAC-111s, 7 -300s, 4 Fairchild Hiller FH-227s, 2 short 360s, and 4 Aero Commanders. They operate quite an interesting little fleet. Very peculiar little fleet, for sure. Oh yeah, it does show. Oh yeah, it shows. Oh yeah, it does show short 360, but the 360 and the 330 are very similar. Yeah, but I'm trying to pick the most notable. Yes. Thanks for that, Typhon. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. But yeah, if you guys notice why my room looks a little different, well, I took some stuff out of my room yesterday because we're gonna get whole new flooring for this area. For the entire basement in the house is gonna get new flooring. So it's gonna be my parents' office and all that. So it's gonna be very interesting transition to a whole new workspace. So yeah, that also means, guys, for next week there will only be one stream next week, which is going to be, I believe, Sydney to Hobart. That's going to be Wednesday stream. Sydney for Hobart shouldn't be a long flight, but we should get that pretty much set up. And if it ends up being pretty nice and we have plenty of time, I guess we could also do Hobart to Melbourne if you guys are so interested. But I definitely want to do some. I haven't done very much flying in Australia too much. So I do want to let you know. Let's see who's flying along with us. Oh my goodness, we actually have Alec D with us, and I believe because he's a Twin Otter. Oh, don't worry, guys. We will take the Twin Otter. Oh, we would definitely take the Twin Otter for our journey. We'll definitely take the Twin Otter for this. It will happen in the Caribbean. It will happen. It might happen pretty soon, we don't know. We're just about 40 nautical miles away from our first stop here at Zuma International. Mike Yankee Echo Foxtrot's gonna be our first stop. This public airport serves the island of Grand Zuma in the Bahamas, located near Mosstown. It services mainly light aircraft and regional jets from the U.S., Canada, and Bahamas. It has one runway, which is about 7,000 feet. There is one terminal and board area for commercial served airports. There's also a GA FBO. And it currently serves passenger travel to places such as Charlotte, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Nassau, Atlanta, and seasonal flight from Toronto is what this airport mainly serves. Definitely a pretty important little GA network. So yeah, so in terms of news, the Phenom was just released earlier, which is pretty big news if you guys like the Phenom. There's the brand new virtual performance tool that was released, which is now available. This VIP was developed by tools with real pilots. It's a web-based application. Takes a notable compressed suite of features like flight planning, execution, dispatch, and all that. It can be operated with a wide range of devices, including Android. Looks pretty cool. Very, very nice. But it is paid in subscription. It's priced $1 per month for entry level. The Pro is £5 British, is £6, and then the standard is £4 €4 a month. So not too bad. And then finally, the PMDG 777 is steadily getting to release pretty soon. So we might, if it ends up going well, we might actually get it released by February, which is going to be so nice. I cannot wait. The 777. That's going to change the game. So, very, very excited for that. So yeah, guys, this will be the last all countries around the world trip for an entire week. We won't be doing this again until not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday afterwards. It's actually not this upcoming. It's not next Friday. It's the next one afterwards on January 19th. So we won't be doing this again for 12 days, and we'll be going from Nassau. We'll be making it from Nassau. We're going to do an ATR 42 flight from Lynn Pinling all the way to Key West. And then from Key West, it's just a short hop to Havana. So that is what we're going to be doing. Oh, definitely, the PMDG is definitely going to crash again. Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, that was like that when the 737 came out and the DC-6 came out. It crashed. Yes, the 777 is going to be a very anticipated plane. So I'm hoping we can get... But yeah, definitely, it's going to crash. I have a pretty strong feeling about that, for sure. No debate there, Typhon. Really? So, really want someone to, hey, good to see a Mongo? Yeah, the 707 would be really cool. I agree with you, Mongo. Like, I think the 707 would be absolutely awesome for someone to bring the 707. It was the Boeing jetliner that really built their entire legacy with the jet age. It's what inspired other famous Boeings, including the 737, the 727, the 73, and beyond. It was the 707, the original Boeing quadjet. Yeah, I would like to see someone bring the 707 to life. I would fly that one, definitely. Definitely would like to see the 707 as well. But yeah, definitely Mongo. I would like to see one too. Outside of that, of course, I know we got the Boeing 756 from Bluebird, so I'm very excited for those. I guess what's left is, well, someone's going to make a 727. So outside of that, the only other Boeing jet I would like to see in the sim, if they bring more Boeings, would probably either be, I mean, there's a lot of airliners they built. I know we already had the 247 from Wing 42, which sadly hasn't been updated at all. Sadly, I guess maybe when the PMDG 74 comes out. So yeah, the 717 would probably be the last Boeing someone needs to make. We get the entire lineup of 707, 71, 72, 73, 74, 567s. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have the entire Boeing airline fleet. Oh, it's spelled the end of the beloved Connie. Yeah, the 707 I think deserves to be in there. I mean, the 707 is it's still an iconic plane. It's still in military service nowadays. The 707. It's still used by military operation as the KC-135 Stratotanker. Funnily enough, the 707 had a really long operational history. The last commercial operator at the time for the 707 was actually Saha, and it flew that until 2013. Flew the 707. Oh, can't believe it's. But yeah, the 727 would be cool. That was Sim Caesar's favorite Boeing is the 727. He really likes it. So I would be interested to see what they bring into that. Oh yeah, FS Reborn Simworks is planning on bringing the 727. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're making the 727. Oh, that would definitely be a really exciting thing to bring. The 72. Very excited for that. Like I said, 2024 is going to be a good year for the airliners. Also today, I did manage to get there's two new achievements for Firefly Air that was just released today. We got a Learjet ferry flight achievement, and the other one is some cargo ops. So I'll be doing those today. By the time the next stream comes, I'll be doing those achievements. So some pretty cool stuff to get going. So we're gonna land at runway 12. There's Grand Zuma Island. Or center. There it is. There's the island. So you guys, if you guys want to join in once we land, you guys are more than welcome to join on in for the group flight. We fly here. All of these jerk legs are going to be group flights. You guys are more than welcome to join along with the flights. As always, we have Alec D and Makazi with us. Good to have you guys along with us. Good to have all you guys here with us. Great to have all you guys here. Definitely a beautiful area here today, and this is Zuma Island. There is Zuma Airport. Dead ahead. Go ahead. Okay, guys, this should be an interesting landing. Here we go. First landing of the day here at Zuma International Airport. Nicely done. Negative 96. Wow. Point -1 off from my negative 95. That was close. Whew. Good landing. Yeah, this is Zuma International. Park over here for just a second. This here is Zuma International Airport. No, oh, no worry. Oh, you have a fully, you have a floatplane version, so you land in the water. No worries. I see you, Mikazi. Let's see Alec D try to make it down here. So this is Zuma International, our first stop. If you guys are wanting to join on in, exclamation point info, it'll get us the plane server. We're in Mike Yankee Echo Foxtrot, Grand Zuma International. We're gonna wrap up the Bahamas trip today. We're gonna wrap up our trip through the Bahamas. So after this, we're gonna prepare for the next leg to Andros Island, and we'll check out the largest island in the Bahamas. So yeah, guys, if you're wanting to join on in, exclamation point info, and recommended. So I recommend take somewhere around 140, 160 knots, around 150. And the routes for today's trip is this. It may be on the name of the channel page, but here's the route if you guys are so interested. So let's go ahead and prepare for leg number 2. We're gonna visit Andros Island. So I already set the heading. Oh, the engine's off. let's go ahead and take off, back off from one-way 30. Our next stop is going to be Andros Island. So let me give you some interesting information about Andros. Andros Island. Andros is actually the largest island of the entire Bahamas. It has, in fact, Andros is larger than all of the other 700 Bahamian islands put together. So it's actually larger than, if you take all the other islands of the Bahamas, it is still larger than all of them. It consists of 100 of small inlets and keys connected by mangroves and tile swamplands, along with 3 major islands: North Andros, Mangrove Cay, and South Andros. It is around 104 miles long and 40 miles wide at its widest point. One of the really cool things about Andros Island is Andros is definitely home. In fact, Andros is actually, in terms of size, comparable to Rhode Island. So yeah, Andros is nearly as big as Rhode Island. Pretty crazy to think about. We're gonna climb to 3,500 feet once again. Great. Then we have Alec D with us and Makazi as well. Yeah, the water here is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful here in the Bahamas. The water here just gorgeous. Let's talk more about our slideshow for a bit. Let's go ahead and cover the rest of the Bahamas stuff I do want to talk about. So in terms of the Bahamas, we have to talk about its culture for a bit, because the Bahamas definitely has some interesting culture to learn about. The culture of the islands is a mixture between African, British, and American culture, as well and it's between these three cultures. A form of African folk magic has been practiced by some Bahamans. Perform some stuff as well. There's also lots of festivals like Junkaroo, every Boxing Day, Regattas. And there's also a lot of stuff in Bahamian cuisine. In particular, in the Bahamas, there is a bit of cuisine as well. In terms of cuisine, the Bahamas represents a lot of the other stuff throughout the Caribbean, with Caribbean, African, and European influence. In the Bahamas, one of the most popular things to eat. In terms of beverages, fruit juices are very popular, including coconut water. Goombay Punch is their own version of a soft drink. In terms of alcohol beverages, rum's pretty popular, sky juice, and a couple of cocktails are very popular around here. But of course, for Bahamian cuisine, seafood is the staple, which makes sense. One of the national dish of Bahamas is conch, which conch is actually a mollusk, a sea snail with firm white flesh, and it can be prepared in a bunch of different ways. It can be served raw with lime juice, raw vegetables, even fruit called conch salad. It can be steamed, stewed, even deep fried, which makes conch fritters. Used in soups or even salads. Other popular shellfish include crab, which is served baked or another dish. The clawless spine lobster or rock lobster, grouper, and bonefish are some popular seafood dishes from here. Popular meat dishes include chicken, pork, and goat. Sometimes iguana may be eaten. And of course, they also use a lot of tropical fruits like guavas, papaya. And papaya is the most famous fruit. Is papaya. They grow a lot of these here. But also melons, pineapples, and passion fruit. They do have a lot of tradition. Junkaroo is very popular. Basically, it's a traditional Afro-Bahamian street parade with music, dance, and art held every Boxing Day and New Year's Day. There's lots of regattas, which feature boat racing. They also have a rich history in poetry, short stories, plays, and fictional work here as well. So, Bahamas really do care about their culture. Well, now in terms of symbols of the Bahamas, there's quite a few symbols. For one, the Bahamas flag was adapted in 1973. It's a tricolor flag. The three colors are aquamarine, which is their blue, yellow, and black. The black represents the strength of the Bahamian people, and then the blue represents the sea, and the gold represents the sun. The coat of arms features with many different symbols. For example, the shield is supported by a marlin and flamingo, which are the national animals, as well as a conch shell represent the marine life, and more. The national flower of the Bahamas is the yellow elder, which is endemic to the island and blooms throughout the year. So that's the elder in the picture. And finally, in terms of sports are a big role in the Bahamas culture. Their national sport, however, is cricket, which has been played here from 1846 on, and is still the oldest sport. However, cricket has been declining, not nearly as much, because other sports from the United States that didn't know cricket, so they instead taught basketball, track and field, and more. But currently the most popular sports are imported from the U.S., like basketball, American football, and baseball, due to the Bahamas' close proximity with the United States. And the Bahamas even have its own American football leagues. However, soccer is still very popular as well. Other popular sports in the Bahamas include swimming, tennis, and boxing, which Bahamas enjoy some degree of success internationally. However, the most successful sports for the Bahamas has been track and field, which have a strong tradition in sprints and jumps. Funnily enough, the Bahamas were actually quite decent in the Olympic Games. They participated in first participated in 1952. They participated in every single Summer Olympic game except 1980, due to them when the American-led boycott. In total, Bahamian athletes have won 16 medals, all in athletics and sailing. And fun fact, the Bahamas have won more Olympic medals than any other country that has a population under 1 million people. So yeah, Bahamas punch above their weight. So let's talk about some fun facts about the Bahamas for you guys. So first fun fact is that the Bahamas come from the Spanish term Baja Mar. Baja Mar means shallow sea in Spanish, which makes sense. There's a lot of shallow seas all across the island chain. The second fun fact is Bahamas is the second closest non-bordering country to the United States. Island of Bimini is only 50 miles away from Miami, so it is very close to Florida, and this, as a result, makes it a very popular vacation destination for a lot of cruises like to visit, because it's very close by and you can get them for cheap. And then the last fun fact, the Bahamas is actually pretty flat. It's only 2,207 feet above sea level at Mount Alverna, which is a high tilted reef. In fact, despite that, there are 4 countries that actually have higher points than the Bahamas. And that is the Gambia, Marshall Islands, Tuvalu, and the Maldives. So yeah, it turns out the Bahamas isn't exactly the lowest country in the world, but it's not, but it's nowhere near the highest. A lot of this area is flat. But yeah, that is some of the fun facts to learn about the Bahamas, guys. So that is how we wrap up that. 3-point stuff. So. Beautiful flying, Kazi. That is definitely good. Yeah, the autopilot's doing a good job today. It is. Yeah, this leg's gonna probably be the longest leg of the trip. It's gonna be about over 100 nautical miles. So yeah, guys, I wanted to ask you all this question. So I want to ask you guys this question. You guys have any suggestions for Wednesday's streams? I know next Wednesday is going to be in Australia in the 737. I guess maybe next week I probably want to do some more flying. Probably either in New Zealand, which I haven't done much flying out of New Zealand much. I guess from Auckland to Christchurch and then Christchurch to Queenstown. I guess I could do that maybe 2 weeks, or actually fly out of Hong Kong and make our way over to Taipei or Shanghai. I'd do that. Something like that for a couple Wednesdays because I want to check out the rest of these areas. Or we can go to Lake Tahoe and do some flying in California. Maybe fly from Lake Tahoe over to Palm Springs. And maybe fly from Reno to probably to Palm Springs, and then Palm Springs will fly to Reno, which I want to check out Reno International a bit, so I really want to check out Reno. because I do really like flying into Reno International. Reno is a nice area to fly. I really enjoy flying into Reno. Um, Reno International is such a really beautiful place to fly. I really do like flying Reno. Reno's nice. I know it may not be nearly as good for general aviation as Lake Tahoe, but Reno is such a beautiful area to fly in. And some of the approaches to the airport are really cool. Some of the approaches you can fly through Lake Tahoe, Plumas National Forest, and all that. It'd be a beautiful approach, and you get sometimes you circle around the city, get a good shot of Reno. Yeah, I would like to do some of that as well with Reno. Oh, how long flight are you going to go for? For this flight, in the Comanche, we're just about 181. I guess we got about an hour left of flying to do. We still got a tour around Nassau. But yeah, we're going to check out Nassau as well. Got quite a bit of flying left to do. Oh, for the Wednesday one? Wednesday won't be too long. It'll be about an hour 30 minutes. It's gonna be Sydney to Hobart, so it won't be too long of a flight. Sydney to Hobart shouldn't take too long. But I haven't flown out of Sydney in a while, so I definitely want to get back to Sydney. Because that's our Australia hub. And we want to fly from Sydney to Hobart. That's what we're going to be doing. But yeah, it's not gonna be too long of a flight, Mikaze. It's gonna not be too long. But yeah, it'll be great flying out of Australia again. Australia's a really cool place to fly over. Do some stuff around Sydney. And if we end up having plenty of time, we can also fly from Hobart to Melbourne. Now that wouldn't take too long of a flight, and we'll land at Melbourne International. So Andros Island, another thing that's really interesting about Andros, is some of the wildlife. In fact, of all the islands of the Bahamas, Andros has the most diversity in plant species than any other island. And that references the fact that you can find coppice, dry forest, pineyard, scrubs, saltwater marshes, sandy beaches, palm savannas, and mangroves. In fact, Andros Island is where you can find the only freshwater river in the entire Bahamas. The only freshwater. And it's also home to several species of lizard, mainly its own endangered species, the Andros Island iguana. and there's about a population of 3,500 individuals on the island. It's also got a lot of marine life. Humpback whales fall through migration routes to here in the Bahamas, as well as you can find pilot whales as well off the coast, and 4 species of sea turtles: loggerhead, green, hawksbill, and very rarely the leatherback sea turtle. And of course, a lot of bird species live here too. The Bahama oriole is unique in this island. It's a critically endangered bird, however, only several hundred of them are around. The great lizard cuckoo lives there. The Kirtland's warbler, around 600 of them remain. And other rare birds like the Bahama swallow, West Indian whistling duck, and the Key West quail dove are some of the more uncommon birds found at the island. And a few other birds include the osprey, American kestrel, Cuban emerald hummingbird, and the Caribbean dove are some of the other birds that you can find here as well. And you can find more than 50 different species of wild orchids here, including 3 native species of the climbing orchid vanilla, which is where the vanilla have actually got the flavor. As well. And of course, that is just the wildlife sort of stuff on Andrews Island. There's also lots of blue holes, which are actually water-filled cave systems, and it's very popular with a lot of divers. You can find 178 of them on land and 50 in the sea. So the Bahamas has a lot of internal cave systems. I mean, Jacques Cousteau visited the island back in 1970, and he filmed a lot of the blue holes. And there's a video of it in his collection called The Secret of the Sunken Caves. So there's a lot of stuff with Andrews Island that's really cool. Hey, good to see you, Filthy! Good to see you, Filthy 2214. Good to see ya. Oh, Makazi says if you want to fly in Norway, follow one of the boards at the Hurtigruten. Ah, that's a cool idea. But I've already done a Norway series. I've already did a Norway trip. Just 2 years ago. I think the end of 2022 is when I did that trip. So, I've already did one. That would definitely be a good idea, my dude. Yeah, don't worry. If you want ideas, I got on my Discord. Just let me know, and I'll probably see what I can do. I think one of the ones I could do is, if the 757 comes out, I may want to do an around-the-world trip. Maybe do some around-the-world flights in it. Maybe do 757 flight and a couple streams on the 75 from each of our hubs. That'll be like the ultimate project. So yeah, that's a great idea, my dude. Definitely welcome to put these ideas on my Discord. Pretty cool stuff on the island. Yeah, this island is definitely very, very cool. It's definitely it's in terms of scenery and stuff, it's definitely one of the most beautiful island place. It's not really explored by tourists. That's what actually makes it such a great place, because of all the natural landmarks. Yeah, so let me go ahead and talk about some of my vacation pics. So I'm going to show you some of my pictures of my time during Nassau. Not make it so big, but here you go, guys. These are some of my pictures during my time at capital of the Bahamas. This is a picture of my time. This is where we arrived at the port. So we were not the only ship. Nassau is one of the largest ports in the Bahamas. A lot of tourists like to visit there. It's definitely a cool place. Definitely pretty. This is here some of the pictures of downtown you see here from the ship. This was during my Royal Caribbean cruise last October. Not October, it was in September. This is like downtown Nassau from the tour bus. We got to see that. There's where the Parliament's at. Pink buildings there, that is where the Parliament of Nassau. That is Parliament Square. There's Parliament Square. All that. Got to check that out. Pretty cool stuff. We visited the rum cake factory a while back, where they make the official Bahama rum cake. Very good. They actually infuse with rum. I got, yeah, I drink that at Radler. Yeah, guava. It's actually delicious. Alcoholic beverage. It's like a wine cooler. That. Then here's Fort Montague. Fort Montague is right over here. This is where the Marines took the fort back in the American Revolutionary War. A lot of people don't know about this. But yeah, the Americans actually did try to take Nassau from the British. They didn't even surrender without even a fight. Pretty cool stuff. Got to step into the fort. Fort Montague. But yeah, the area is pretty. Entire area here. Stunning. The water here is absolutely gorgeous. But here's pictures of the fort. There's quite a few other buildings here. There's a little church. This is Fort Fincastle. The next one we visited was Fort Fincastle, which was built in 1793 by Lord Dunmore. And this fort was built to protect the city from invasion, but it didn't see little action, so it served as a lighthouse. And we got to visit that in Nassau. Yeah, some of the views from there were really, really nice. There's like the old prisons. And up there from Fincastle, you have a really good view of the ships in the city. Some of the views were really, really nice. But yeah, you got to see quite a bit of the city. Really, really. But of course, for a lot of people in Nassau, I did check out the Queen's Staircase, which I'll talk more about later. But it's a very, very steep staircase. I mean, look at this picture. This is going down the staircase. They took a lot of slaves to make that. It took many years to make that staircase. Showing you guys some of the pictures from my time at Nassau. We'll talk more about Nassau once we get closer to the city. And yes, we will do a flyover of Nassau as well. I added that. That wasn't part of the original flight plan, but I decided, to add it. So here is Andros Island, everyone. Look at all the different cays and inlets. I mean, that is just... This is gorgeous. This area is beautiful. Like I said, I know the Bahamas is not the hilliest place, but I mean, it still looks really, really nice. Definitely, it's definitely a great place. I would really like to check out Andros Island and stuff. Like, I visited quite a lot of other places in the Bahamas. I already visited Nassau. I've already checked out some of the private islands. I would like to check out Andros and see what's there, honestly. So we're going to land at Congo Town Airport for our second stop of the day. We still got 2 more lanes left to go as we check out the rest of Andros Island. Approach here shortly. This area is just really good. But making our way over. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this stream. If you guys are liking the stream and you want to follow along, smash the follow button and support the channel. We stream 3 days a week here on Twitch. We stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday Next week we only got one stream next week. So, and that's going to be our Wednesday flight from Sydney to Hobart. Of course, I'm also going to be posting some of the VODs into YouTube. Mainly, it's going to be the VODs for this around the world trip is going to be posted. So here's the airport of San Andreas, right ahead of us. There we go. Circle around. No, not. Hey, no worries. I'm part of one of the beaches. Have a good flight. Thank you so much, Makazi, for joining on in and flying along with us. I hope to see you again soon, my dude, and have a great rest of your weekend, my dude. Take care. Have a great day. So we're going to land here at Congo Town. Oh, yeah, the area is just incredible. But yeah, after this, the next country, after today's stream, day 4, we'll be visiting the next country on the list, Cuba. I definitely I got a lot of slides for Cuba coming on in. I got a lot of history stuff for Cuba. Posted. I got some information slides for Cuba. Mainly, it talks about the history of Cuba, mainly with Cuba's history, geography. I also include information for its airline, Cubana de Aviación. Cubana de Aviación is its airliner. And I posted some really cool information about it because not only is this round the world trip going to be mainly about learn new countries, but we're also going to learn new airlines that operate in these locations. Because, like I said, these many airlines have been around for a lot longer than you think. A little bit rougher, but not of a landing. Yeah, beautiful flight. This here's Congo Town. If you guys want to join on in, we're on the Southeast Asian server. We're at Congo Town Airport, Mike Yankee Alpha Kilo. We're just in our second stop of the day. Pretty scenic little airport here. Pretty nice. Definitely a pretty nice little scenic airport. So let's go ahead and get prepared for leg number 3. This one's going to be a not going to be a super long leg. We're going to be flying to San Andreas. We're going to check out West Side National Park. This time we're going to go lower. We're going to go around 1,000 feet. Not going to go. We're not going to go very far at all. we're going to move on to West Side National Park at Andrews Island. That would be our first place we'll be flying over. The West Side National Park was established back in 2002 with about 1.5 million acres. It is one of the largest protected areas in the region and is a marine protected area, including tidal creeks and coastal mangroves. Inland, there's all sorts of trees, including the Caribbean pine tree, which is named for this region, providing habitat for the Atala butterfly. And there's all sorts of different mangroves, like red, white, and black mangroves in Buttonwood. And it provides an important feeding area for the West Indian flamingo. It's also home to quite a few animals like the Bahama boa constrictor, Cuban twig and knoll, and Cuban tree frog. Hawksbill and green sea turtles are found throughout the park, and loggerheads are known to inhabit the northern part of the park. And then in the coastal waters, you can find conch, lobster, bonefish, Atlantic tarpon, nurse shark, bull shark, and small tooth sawfish are found in the coastal waters of the park. Pretty cool, huh? It's crazy. Look at all. And look at all the keys in it. That's gorgeous. And imagine this area getting the New World update. With this area getting the new update, I mean, this thing is going to be even better in our area. Like I said, the Caribbean update is the one I'm most excited. Here's the national park called the Cays Inlets and Mangroves. So after this, after we reach our airport, we're going to reach our next stop at St. Andrews Airport, Mike Yankee Alpha November. Beautiful area down below. Beautiful area. This stuff. Like, the only issue with Bahamas is it's not exactly the hilliest area. It's actually one of the world's last countries. We're gonna go ahead and some crazy screenshots. I can take some. Crazy area here at Andros. So, we're gonna make our way over to Andros Airport. So our next airport is going to be San Andreas Airport, located near Nicholstown, with one runway around 5,000 feet. It currently has services from Western Air, Bahamas Air, Lynx, and other twin-engine charter planes that run between the islands. So they do have some FBOs operating out of the island. So they mainly connect to a lot of the airports around the area. That's what San Andreas is made for. Well, we're gonna get ready for our second landing here pretty shortly. After this, it will be a short hop, San Andreas to Nassau, and we can complete the Bahamas, which would be the first new nation we got completed, which would be a huge accomplishment for us. The first of many to come for this journey. So I'm very, very happy to get this finished for you guys. I'm super stoked for it. we should get here pretty shortly. Make for our second and final, our second to last landing of the day. Let's. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. We're getting ready for. Whoa. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna go ahead and start descending for a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and prepare for descent. Here's the airport down over here. Here's San Andreas Airport. San Andreas. Here's San Andreas here. This is San Andreas Airport. Hey, good to see you, Private Pilot. It's snowing in Arizona. It is. Yes. I believe Flagstaff is snowing. First, yeah, of course, the northern part of Arizona is snowing. I figured it is. And yeah, just outside of Vegas, I know. I can't believe it's already snowing already. It didn't even, it's yet to snow here in Indiana, and yet it's already snowing in Arizona and Vegas. Pretty crazy stuff. So, let's go ahead and talk about our final set of slides here today. Let's talk about Nassau. Nassau is the capital and largest city in the Bahamas, located in the island New Providence. Its population is 246,000 people, which is just over 70% of the entire population of the island nation. It dwarfs every other town and city in the country, and it's the center of commerce, education, law, and more in the country. Nassau's modern growth began in Nassau started with the House of Assembly and others, and was once a stronghold for pirates. Nassau's growth began in the late 18th century with the influx of thousands of loyalists and their slaves following the American War of Independence. Many of them settled here and outnumbered the original inhabitants. Today, the city dominates the entire island province, but then into the Second World War, the suburbs scarcely existed. Now, the suburbs are all over the place. The castle's definitely a great town. Lots of tourists visit Nassau, mainly for its ports. Definitely a lot of great places to check out the city. Nassau's definitely a really cool place. It has featured in quite a few pop culture in several movies. Nassau was including the Beatles film Help, in the James Bond films Thunderball, Never Say Never Again, and Casino Royale. It's also used in the 2013 video game Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag as the primary setting of the game. It was that during the pirate era. Some notable people of Nassau include DeAndre Ayton, plays in professional basketball, Jazz Chisholm Jr. for the Miami Marlins. Sean Connery actually lived in much of his life in Nassau. He actually has much of his residence here in Nassau. He actually passed away around the Bahamas. And more. So, talking about Nassau for a bit, some sites and landmarks here in the city. We have Fort Charlotte, built in 1789, named after Lord John Murray Dermont. It is the largest of the 3 forts found in Nassau, and the only one I haven't visited yet is Fort Charlotte. I visited Fincastle and Montague, but we haven't got a chance to visit. The next place to check out is the Queen's Staircase, which I did visit. This 100-foot tall staircase was actually built by 600 slaves, and it took them 16 years to build this, using hand tools and pickaxes. 600 slaves to work for this for 16 years? I mean, that's insane to learn about. And then finally, Parliament Square, which I did visit as well. This was built by British loyalists in the 1815, and it's a great example of the colonial architecture that was popular here in the city in the early 1900s. And finally, the last place we want to check out is our final stop is at Linden Piddling International, Nassau International, the largest airport in the Bahamas, and the international gateway to the country. It's the hub for Bahamas Air, Western Air, and Pineapple Air. It was named after Lyndon Piddling, the first Prime Minister of the Bahamas. It was established all the way back in the 1940s as a military base, but it didn't become part of civilian aviation until after World War II. But it continued to expand more and more in the 2000s, and it currently serves a ton of destinations. It has domestic destination flights to Marsh Harbor, Freeport, Congo Town, Marsh Harbor, St. Andrews, but it also serves international destinations like other Caribbean destinations such as Provinciales. They serve that. They also serve Kingston and Havana. U.S. and Canadian destinations like LA, Toronto, Orlando, Miami, and even some European destinations like London, mainly London. They mainly serve London as, but they do fly from here to London on Virgin Atlantic. So Nassau definitely is one of the most interesting hubs here in this part of the Caribbean. And that is that, guys. That is the last slides of the Bahamas. Let's check out Nassau for a bit. Check out the city and fly over it before we make our final stop here, and we can wrap up the stream. Guys, thank you all so much for joining me here today in the Bahamas. It's been an absolute blast being here with you guys. But yeah, that is New Nation number 1 already completed. We're gonna go here as well. The first place we're gonna check out is we're gonna fly over the port in downtown Nassau. We might get to see Fort Charlotte here as well. And check that out. Then fly over the port. Then briefly fly over Fort Montague, which we did visit on our journey. But I mean, this area is definitely very, very So here it is, guys. To our right is the International Airport of Nassau. There's Lynn Pidling International. If you want to get a gateway to the Bahamas, here it is. But we're not going to be flying. We're not going to be landing here just yet. So. Yeah, if you'd like to do airline flying, this would be the place you want to go. Pretty cool stuff. Absolutely stunning here today. Yeah, guys, I hope you're enjoying this stream. Thank you all so much for joining along. Guys, we only got this bit left and we can clear the stream, so. Massive thank you to all you guys here. Here it is, guys. Around this area would be where Port Charlotte would be. This right here on this area is downtown Nassau. And Nassau's definitely a really cool area. I really enjoyed my time there. I really want to come back to Nassau and explore more of this area. There's plenty of stuff to do around this area, from what I've looked at. According to Carnival, Carnival Cruise Line, so they do a lot of excursions. Here's downtown Nassau. Here's downtown area. There's the football stadium. Here's where the cruise ships dock, right in this area. Here's downtown. Here's where the cruise ships get docked. This island over here is where you can find Atlantis and Nassau. Around this area over here is Fort Montague. There's Fort Montague. Not meant for aerobatics. Here it is. We're gonna land on runway 32, and we can conclude our day in the Bahamas. So for the next around the world trip will be on January 19th. This would be about 12 days. We'll be taking the ETR 42 out of Nassau into Key West. So guys, this has been a lot of fun, and I've really been enjoying this around the world trip, guys. It's been a lot of fun, to explore a lot of these places. Here it is. Connect, and let's go ahead and make the landing here. Okay. Runway 32, and we're gonna finally make our landing here. Guys, this has been an absolutely amazing stream here. Like, look at the little mark. That's really cool. A little rougher, but not a bad landing at all. Not bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn left and park over here to the GA parking, which is right over on here. Hey, Flockstruck, good to see ya. Thanks for the shout out, Super Typhon. If you guys haven't checked out Flox, amazing dude. One of my longtime close supporters of the channel. So that's definitely check out his streams. He streams on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on Twitch. He may be streaming late at night for where I live, and probably you guys still be in bed in the UK. If you guys live in the Western United States, you can catch him in a good time. Definitely be worth checking out. A great dude. Oh, nice. You're about ready. Well, you came here at a good time. Let's go ahead and parking brake and Well, that's it, guys. Just like that, we have done it. We have finished off our first nation that we visited on the trip. And yes, it's the Bahamas. We got done with the Bahamas, our first country of 206 completed. Guys, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. This was a lot of fun and got to explore a lot of really cool areas. So, we're gonna go ahead and find someone to raid. I think we might raid Kaharia today. So we're gonna go ahead and check out Kaharia's channel. If you guys don't know about her, Kaharia is one of our dear friends. So do check her out. She's awesome. So guys, thank you all so much, and I hope to see you all again on Wednesday. Remember, we only got one stream next week, so see you all on Wednesday. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of the weekend. Bye.